and welcome back to Snail TV. Sorry I haven't been on social media too much. Been busy obviously on my own projects and customers' cars and whatnot. Now's the time to start telling you about the OG Civic, as you'd call it, what we are going to do with it, and obviously just an update of what it's been through and what's sort of the plans right now. But I kind of just want all my projects or all my things running as such. This drag car, the Civic's been here. I've had this car for this is my first car, so I've had it for years, right? But it got through a stage where I went a little bit too spastic with it. Started doing dry sump. I ended up doing a dry sump and a couple other things and bits and pieces. This is actually it's obviously a 2JZ Civic, but it's got it's a dry deck, so full concrete, all the big horsepower. But with the dry sump, it sort of turned into a massive maintenance of a car, and I didn't like that. So these can make up to 2,000 horsepower with a wet sump. So what I thought I'll do is take off the dry sump, just make more things a lot easier. I got rid of the water to air intercooler. I've done my own. I've done an ice box at the front. I do like these setups. We'll go through that in a second. But just made things a lot easier. Obviously this one did have the triple turbo, so the compound. The only reason why I had done the compounding on this was because this is going to be my very first car that I'd done a compound on, but I'd now already done it on the go-kart. So I didn't need to, prove to myself anything there. So it was just easier to remove all the rest of everything and just go one big single turbo again, keep everything simple, and just make this thing work. I just want this thing to work, run, and go down the quarter mile and run a good time. So that's what we're up to. So look, I'll go through a couple of things of exactly what I've only literally been on this thing for like the last probably about month, just back and forth, ordering parts of exactly where I want it to be. But I'm really happy with where it's at right now, and what sort of direction I'm going to go with it, just to keep things simple actually. So look, we'll start with just a quick basic. Obviously this is a massive build of an engine. It's not a billet block, unfortunately. I literally built this just as the billet blocks were all coming out. So it cost me an absolute arm and a leg of getting this thing built a few years back. But anyway, it's a dry block, so there's no water going through the block at all, except for the head. That is it. So the head's a dry deck. Anyway, so yeah, still a 3 litre though. I just wanted to rev this thing to the moon. Still a 3 litre with the best of the best inside. Carilla rods, Carilla pistons, everything, all ARP, the biggest of everything. So the engine obviously is still 3 litre 2JZ. Now obviously custom exhaust manifold I made myself, coming up to theoretically it's a Your Miles turbo, so Your Miles like 1550 turbo or whatever it is. So it's like pretty much like a GT47, as what some of you would say. And what I've done and what I've always liked is I've done everything out of aluminium. Keep the weight down, number one, but I do love the sound of aluminium, keep things easier. The exhaust system is a 5-inch exhaust, and same with all the intake piping and all that as well. So I'm going to go the bigger the better, just keep things, looking more staunch up front, as you'd call it. I do have some cool stuff coming. The actual throttle body is actually going to be a 125mm, so that's the standard intakes on the Godzillas. So yeah, a 125mm throttle body coming. I've got to adapt that to the plenum, so I'm doing that at the moment, and then still 5-inch cooler piping on that side as well. The actual intercooler itself is actually 200mm intercoolers. If you actually have a look in there, you will see 2 cores welded together. So that's actually a 200mm intercooler. And then if you guys come up to the front, which I'm getting so many asked questions about, the drive-by wire up the front. And what do you call this on the front is a drive-by wire. And what this is actually the wastegate. All right, so wastegate is at here, okay? There is no wastegate on the exhaust. Wastegate is here. What that does is makes all the boost there, and I bleed the boost off with the wastegate. So there's no lag. It's constant boost, okay? Yes, it's been and done. It's not a new thing. Just trying to explain it to people. Yeah, that's about it really. I do have a Aeromotive belt-driven fuel pump and a Aeromotive, well, you know, mechanical, but a rising fuel rig. So we've got the good stuff there to do the fuel system. I have some massive injectors that are in there. I'm still going to stay with 6. I did have 12 last time. I will eventually probably go to that many. But as I said, right now I'm just trying to make this thing work as nicely as possible, as quickly as possible. And still going to be on methanol, of course. But I just really want it to be as simple as possible as well. So just simple. Make it all just work nice and simple. Fuel cell, sorry. I've got it at the just at the back here, just out the way of everything. So that's the fuel cell. So all the fuel systems just up front, pretty easy. Yeah, look, as I said, there's sort of not much more to talk about at the moment, just as I'm still going with it. But obviously Fuel Tech ECU will be in it. And, you know, as I said, though, it's sort of just going to be making it just to make it run now. Look, I just need to get it out there. It needs to run. Yeah, put a Fuel Tech in it. An actual Fuel Tech has never actually been in this car. So the old ECUs that I always used to run in these, they were the last ones. They got taken out, and I actually never got a chance to put a Fuel Tech ECU into this thing. Yeah, as I said, I'm just trying to make this work the easiest way as possible. And I think, yeah, I'm doing it this way, going back to the single turbo, getting rid of the compounds. It's just going to be a lot easier. As I said, the compound, I've already been and done that on the other ones. And yeah, I think this is going to be awesome when it's done. The icebox at the front is going to keep a lot of weight to the front. Because this little Civic is obviously going to be very, very happy to lift up. So having this filled up with ice and water is definitely going to keep the front down. And yeah, I think that's sort of about it. Obviously, also the cooler at the front, what that also does is the electric water pump connects to this and actually runs through the head. So water runs through the head and then back into the cooler. After that run, then you fill back up with ice, drain it, fill back with ice, drain it, fill back with ice. That's how the cooling system works on this car. And yeah, no radiator. That there is theoretically my radiator. So yeah, that's how it all works. Well, guys, let's can finish off there. As I said, I will keep you updated. I've got some parts coming. I do have the throttle body coming and a couple other bits. As soon as that comes, I've just got to finish off the cooler piping. Look, I've got to mount the pump, and I think that's obviously about it. And obviously rip everything out and paint everything up nicely, because I've actually been making some brackets and whatnot, making everything all nice and pure. And then obviously give everything a paint and put everything back together, and obviously wire it up and start her up. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, that's about it. So I'll keep you updated on this. Keep you updated on obviously on the other projects as well. But I'm actually more focused on this portion. That I've been driving that all the time, which has been awesome. And but obviously, as I said to you, having this thing running is sort of my priority right now. So we'll keep it at that. Thanks very much, guys. I appreciate it. And give me some questions of what you guys are thinking, or tell me some things that you think I should incorporate, and we'll go from there. So thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you, peeps.